Hello folks, welcome to www.bellinghamboatland.com. Price product leader in the world today, we believe. Prove us wrong. Proof's in the pudding. We own 100% of what we sell, folks. These are not brokerage items. We have a vested interest. We have paid for every one of the boats that we sell. They are not consignments. So we have the money invested. So we go through the boats. This one we've spent lots of time on. Why? Best darn sports fisher money can buy for the money. Hands down. So it's an 06-2101 striper hardtop in the best configuration. The big thick hardtop with the side glass drop curtain. This boat at one point probably had 10 to 12 grand in extras spent on it. Some of those are still here. The electronics are gone, but it's still plumbed. Tires are good all the way around on the trailer, so galvanized trailer. There's the model right there, 2101. We're in the warehouse because we're in the middle of winter here, guys, and nice and warm on the west coast, just like the summer's been, but it still is wet out, so we keep her inside. A couple of the big extras it has: freshwater cooling, 3-stage cabin heat. There's the Volvo Penta outdrive. Just had her out for a sea trial, runs great. It's running the 5-liter 305 in it. It did come with a kicker, and there's your trim tabs. It did come with a kicker, so here's the bracket and here's all the wiring. Why do you ask us there's so much stuff? Well, had a Yamaha kicker on it, which it has the dual control inside. And it had electric start, power, trim, all the good stuff. Oh, hydraulic steering ram right here. So major dough was spent on this boat. And well worth it. Let me take my shoes off as we get them in the shop and we go through the boats. We spent lots of time making this one pretty. So I'll start off at the front. So they are a full walk around. Love the hard tops. I don't know a manufacturer that builds a better hard top than Seaswirl. So you got grab handles for the rough weather. You can go all the way around to the front here. So there's a Lowrance. These high intensity LEDs work. We just had her out. Anchor storage pulpit. And the pulpit's clean. They haven't touched the dock. This is the most typical problem you see is guys will touch a dock coming into the wind and they'll spider crack the front of the pulpit. So there's that huge hardtop. So you got the side glass. Glass does open for that warm weather. Okay, so we're inside now. We just installed a Pioneer with remote, so 2014 sound system. Cuddy is very clean. So that is a holding tank it has. So that's a little marine head with holding tank. There's the seats for the back. If you're going to take lots of people out, you can use those. Storage under all these seats in a striper. I love how they've dished it down because these has a super deep V hull. So you can get that space. So you can actually stand up in there. It's nice. Okay. Tackle box right here. Storage on the other side. So there's the Yamaha. So dual remotes here. So here's on the main. And then here's the Yamaha. So it has its complete own system. So it's a 703. So any late model Yamaha engine you could buy and plumb it. Dash is nice and clean. All the gauges function. Tabs function. Just had it out. There's your, oh, that's for all your spotlights and those LEDs. There's a 3-stage cabin heat. It's that Pioneer deck with the remote. We'll put the remote up here. Little stuff like that. We spend the money on them. And these are the only boats that will spend that kind of dough going through everything because they're our best sellers. Storage under here. Upholstery's nice inside because it's fully inside. It also had electric downriggers, electric Scotties. So if you wanted to buy them, you just screw them on the pedestal and there's the plug-in right there. So there's a 3-prong plug-in, so electric Scotties. Here's a live well right there with the little light for night fishing. Belly of the beast. It's got the right engine in it. Some of these actually came with a 4.3. A little bit underpowered. I mean, these are a massive 21 footer. So the bigger the engine, the better. So that's a 305. So there's your freshwater cooling, and they've plumbed it for cabin heat. Another great way, what Volvo's done, they're all GM blocks, so it's just a 305 5-liter, but it's that little spot right there. You can hook the hose up. You don't need to use your ears. And that canister there is for the ram hydraulic steering for the kicker. That's added on stuff. Marine batteries. Put 2 deep cycle marines. Pretty much every boat we end up putting new batteries in because that's important. And unfortunately, Striper is a nightmare. I'm going to zoom right in here. That's where the battery goes. You have to undo all those cables and lift them out of the way to get that battery in. So that's a big dollar job. No corrosion down here, which is nice. Some of the heavy salt ones will corrode up down here. And that serial number plate right on the transom, so we're inside the... You can see that right there. If you get them in salt and you look back here, the sea air mists them out pretty quick. So this one's good. Very good for corrosion, actually. There is none, or very little. Okay, let's put the hood back down. She's on shocks. You just lower it like that. And that clamps her down. I like how they made the solid rear transom on this. It's a nice touch. So without the pedestal seats at the back, you can stand right at the back of the vessel. Regular fuel, dumped $50 in yesterday. Drop curtain, it's nice. So you have cabin heat, you're 70 degree or hotter all year round. Doesn't matter what the temperature is because you can control it right there. So it's plumbed into the cab, so that's added on. They cut that hole and put the blower. And the actual blower motor is right there. And also a vent there. So when you turn that on, it blows hot air from the engine, just like your car. You have to have the block warm to get that hot air going. I think that's it. The motor ran strong. I would say they primarily used the boat on the kicker engine for sure. When you spend that much money on a kicker, you're going to use it. So kicker would see the primary use, and then the main is almost a secondary engine at that point. Just getting you from point A to point B. This has been the static display of the best designed sports fisher on the planet, we believe, for the money. She's a 2101 Striper, Seaswirl Striper. Very hard to find. Most of these boats have left the country. We've been selling them for years, and we've exported probably 90% of them. But that's why they're hard to find now. But there you go. Price point, under 27 grand. No additional fees, no bait and switch. We don't charge freight, PDI documentation, environment levies. Nothing on top of our price. State taxes do apply. If you're registered in the state of Washington, it's 8.7%. If you're taking it out of state, if you're taking it into California or wherever you're going, which is Washington boat, you would pay taxes there, not here. So you're not dual taxed. Let me get all the way back. Sorry about the building in the way, but we keep our stuff inside, especially in winter. Give us a shout. Passionate guys about boating. The only guys out there that hold clear title on everything they sell and own 100% of what they sell. What we sell. We own it. Titles in hand. We're www.bellinghamboatland.com. 360-756-6545. Signing off.